it's Annalise with Music Notes, and I'm back with this Fall Critters card. We're going to learn how to make this card together from a kit that I have in my Etsy shop. I really love these animals, especially these three animals in particular are special to me. And so I hope that you enjoy making this card alongside me. I'll do some really simple coloring techniques, and I just like the way that these hexagon die cuts kind of fit together like a little puzzle piece. And I'm always looking for a fall critters card to make. I hope you are too. So let's dive into it. This is the kit that I have in my Etsy shop. So it has all the instructions you need and all the pieces you need to make the card. So each kit comes with instructions that are printed in full color, talks about the product that is being used, other supplies you'll need to put this card together, and all the instructions so you can make it from scratch again and recreate it with something else or the same thing. You'll also have your card base. You'll have the pattern paper that goes with it. You'll have the 3 die cut animals. They're stamped tone on tone with the color of the cardstock. So the rabbit has some green ink, the squirrel has some brown, and the hedgehog has orange. So we're going to do very simple spotlight coloring on this. And then we also have the Thankful for You sentiment strip. And then not included, but you might want to grab, is some kind of enamel dots just to add a little more detail to the card. Something kind of like this, but it's totally optional. Let me talk about what else you're going to need to make this card. You're going to need some adhesive to glue everything down. And you'll also want something to color with, and I'm suggesting colored pencils, so I just have a few simple colors here that we're going to use. So most of the card is coloring and gluing, so let's just go ahead and get started with the coloring. Normally I speed through the coloring, but I'm going to do a little chatting with you for a while first. So I am using some colored pencils from Prismacolor. I've had this little set for a while and it's very handy. Has some of the basic colors that you would want to use. So you can use any colored pencils that you already have. Importantly is to have a white colored pencil. So this will show up on the cardstock, and I'm just going to start by doing some details around the rabbit. So my coloring technique for this is that I'm actually leaving a little bit of space where the outline of the stamped image is, so it has some contrast so you can see the detail of the rabbit. I'm also using some small circular motions and I'm pressing pretty lightly. I find with colored pencils you can layer better when you have lighter layers at once instead of just going in really hard at the first time. And then also for little details, it's really helpful to have a very sharpened point, so I would recommend keeping a sharpener handy as well. So we're doing this spotlight technique, and that's actually all I'm going to color on the rabbit itself. I have some other colors here to do the carrots, so I'm just going to add a little bit of orange. And again, I'm going to let some of the lines of the stamp show, so I'm not even going to color the entire thing. I'm really kind of doing these horizontal lines or chunks, kind of giving this more of a sketchy look. Really like the way that turned out. I use a darker pencil than I think I did over there. And then let's just finish out this rabbit. I'm going to add some more details. Looks like I need to grab, I thought I needed to grab a green, but actually I think I can just use some more red and orange on some of these leaves here. And just coloring a few leaves at random. Might even mix them together, some red and orange. And I'm going to do the little buckle orange as well. And then I think I'll throw in some brown. And that's what I'm going to do for the rabbit. I'm gonna move on to the hedgehog and do something similar with the leaves. I'm gonna add in some color for this fruit and veggies, and then I'm gonna add some brown and white to the squirrel. So I'll just speed along and you can follow along. So I'm done coloring for now, and if you are not a big fan of this technique, you can always color it kind of a more traditional way as well. But if you want to try something different with this kind of spotlight coloring, go ahead and give it a try. Let's go ahead and finish assembling this card. So take the card base, there's a score line, and you can fold it in half. I like to press it down with a bone folder. And then take your pattern paper. If you like the other side, you could do the other side instead, but I'm just going to keep with this little notebook. Kind of reminds me of fall time and school starting. Next, I'm going to start with the squirrel and put it kind of towards the bottom right corner. Then I'm going to put the rabbit next to it. Make sure that your small sides of the hexagon are lining up pretty well. And then finally, I'll go ahead and put the hedgehog on top. So once you're done, if anything overhangs, you can always trim it off if you need to make it fit in your envelope. I'm going to leave it as is for now. Then you can take your sentiment strip and grab a pair of scissors. And what you can do with this is just cut a little angle of it off. Then it kind of makes this flag shape, and you can glue down that sentiment as well. And for the sentiment, I am going to trim off that extra. So now for the final touches of this card, I'm going to put down some of these enamel dots and just sprinkle it around the card. I like to use an odd number, but it doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you like. Great, and that's it. Our completed card, ready to write a cute message in and pop in the mail for your friends. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this card kit. Go ahead and grab it over in my Etsy shop. I only have a few available, so you'll want to grab it while supplies last. And if you have any card making friends, would be a great gift for them as well, or an activity to do together. Thanks again, and see you in the next video.